Hey guys, what is up? I feel like I have not sat down and filmed a video in so long, and truly, it has been a minute. I thought for today's video, it was time. It was time to update you on my everyday makeup routine. All of the products I'm gonna be using is what I use on an everyday basis. I'm gonna give you as much detail as humanly possible, from brushes to, of course, the products, but also how I like to apply things and why I like to apply things the way that I do. So we're gonna dive into it. It's gonna be a long one. So you already know the drill. Grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's get into it. My lips are so dry right now. I need something on these lips. For lip prep, I like to call it, I like to go in with one of these two products. This first one is from Ravie Beauty. This is called the Lip Renewal Treatment Oil. I love this. I really hope that we get tinted shades of this because this, love. And then also this right here from ColourPop. This is the Fresh Kiss Lip Balm. I think for today we're gonna do this one from Ravie Beauty. I love this one. I like to use this as a lip mask kind of situation. I like to use it before bed or, like I said, makeup prep. I already did my brows off camera. If y'all want to see a dedicated brow video, maybe I can do it in like a YouTube short or something. I just feel like brows are so personal and everybody's brows are different, but I definitely can give you a brow routine. I can also show you the products that I use for my brows. Not only that, I don't know if y'all know this, but in my description, I have this link that's an obsessed with it link, which I link every product in every category that's my absolute favorite. So if you're ever wondering what foundations I love, what blushes I love, it's all in the obsessed with it link in the description. That is always in every description. So definitely check that out if you're ever curious about what products it is I'm loving or what I like to use, whatever category you're looking for. Now, I've already done my skin prep for the day, but I like to do this little step called makeup skin prep. Completely different, and these two products that I have in my routine are the best. I talk about them all the time. You probably already know what these are, but this is the first product I love to go in. This is the Rhode Glazing Milk. When I tell y'all, I can see a difference in my makeup when I don't use this product. And I do feel like glazing milks are super popular right now. They make all the difference, truly. I like how this makes my skin look more like that glazed donut kind of vibe, but I also really like how hydrated it makes my skin look, and my products just apply on top of this so seamlessly. And like I said, when I don't use this product, oh honey, I can tell. I can tell because my skin, it just doesn't look right. I just feel like these clips don't work as good as I feel like it used to a while ago. It could just be these clips in particular, but I just feel like they don't get the job done like I want them to. Next product is my Naturium Multi-Peptide Moisturizer. This right here, talk about plump skin in a tube. This combined with the Rhode Glazing Milk are literally the dream team for me. I love Naturium. I feel like I'm getting more into their skincare products, and I just feel like this is just so good for makeup prep. I also love that there's peptides in here as well. Makeup prep is very important to get a flawless, seamless base because it just really does help your products go on perfectly. Now that the skin prep is done, I like to go in with primers. Now, I have a few primers that I use. You definitely don't have to use multiple primers, but me personally, I feel like there's so many primers on the market and they all, most if not all, do different things. I have oily combo skin and I have to go in with the mattifying primer somewhere on my face, and by somewhere I mean strictly in my T-zone, because I need oil control throughout the day. I have to have it no matter where I'm going, what I'm doing. Oil control is very important for me. This is from Danessa Myricks Beauty. This is the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder in the shade Universal specifically. I have hit pan, like I'm literally scraping the sides of this product because that is how much I use it. And I like to take this product strictly in my T-zone where I get oily. What I love the most about this product is it has Upslite in it, which helps to control the oils. It's literally a balm to powder formula. Once you blend it into the skin, you can actually see and feel that powdery finish that you get with this. It's truly the best. I like to take what's left on my finger and go over my eyelids because I do have very oily eyelids and under eyes. Now the other primer I found myself going in with all the time is a gripping primer. This is one of them from e.l.f. This is the Power Grip Matte Primer. Truly, I did not know I needed this product as much as I do. This is great if you have oily skin. Truly. This is truly, truly great, and I still cannot figure out the science behind this product because it literally feels like a tacky gripping primer, but once you blend it into the skin, it turns into like this matte finish, but it's still tacky. It's just insane to me. This technology in this product, I love it. The other primer that I love to go in with is this one from Maybelline. This is the Grippy Serum Primer. And I use this primer more so when I feel that my skin needs a little bit more hydration, or if I feel that my skin is dry, because with my combo skin, I still get like dry patches in certain areas. So for today, we're gonna use mattifying grippy primer. I feel like spring, summer time, my skin tends to be a little bit more oily, but in the fall and winter, I feel like I'm a little bit more dry, but also a lot of that has to do with the seasons changing. Now with this primer in particular, I put this primer everywhere. I don't put the mattifying primer specifically. So I like to put it all over the face, around the perimeter of the face. This is one of my favorite primers from e.l.f. and they have a lot of primers. A lot of primers, but this one specifically, wow, a primer I truly did not know that I needed. Next up for me is Color Corrector, and this one has been one of my favorites. This is from Maybelline. This is their Age Rewind Corrector. So this is a fairly newer product from Maybelline, but I love it. Can y'all believe before I tried this, I hadn't tried their concealer, and I tried their concealer, but for some reason, I feel like the Age Rewind concealer is just a little bit too dry for me. I don't know. It could have just been the time. Like I said, my skin truly has a mind of its own, but at the time that I used that concealer, my skin was just not having it. To blend out my color corrector, I like to go in with a brush like this. This is a concealer brush. I like to go in with something angled like this because I like how it's dense, but it's also kind of fluffy. This brush is from Morphe. This is the S102 concealer brush. So I'm just taking this and just lightly blending it out all over. I put my color corrector wherever I feel like I have the most discoloration, which is under my eyes and around my mouth specifically. But I just love how easily this color corrector just blends into the skin. It's literally perfect. I do feel like that soft matte finish is perfect for color corrector because I don't have to worry about setting my color corrector with a powder. It's like one less step I have to do. Usually if I'd go in with any other color corrector, I'd have to set it with a powder. But this one, I feel like since it has like that soft matte kind of finish, I don't have to worry about setting it down with that powder. And look at that. See how it just canceled out that discoloration? Perfect. I love it. And it's affordable too. It's from the drugstore. Okay, next up is foundation. And this is one product I kind of alternate between. I wanted to go with the foundation I find myself reaching for the most, and it's another Maybelline product. It's the Lumi Matte Foundation. I have mine in the shade 368. Love this foundation. I found recently that I am a sucker for a Lumi matte foundation because it's the best of both worlds. If you like a matte foundation but you don't want it to be too matte and you still kind of want like that lit from within glow, you need to try a Lumi matte foundation. I like this one. I also like the one from Huda. I believe that's like a satin finish. Now, my favorite foundation brush is this one from BK Beauty. This is the 101 brush. I love it because it's angled. Y'all, I have so many of these. I've literally so many, okay? Like, I'm not kidding. I have a lot of these. I'm gonna go on with one that's fairly clean. This one is the A101 brush from the Angie Hot and Flashy set. It's the same brush. It's just in a different set with a different color. I'm just taking some of that foundation. I love BK Beauty brushes. They're one of my favorite brush brands, and all their brushes feel really soft on the skin. They blend everything so seamlessly. And you know you love a brush when you have multiples of them. And I have literally multiples of my BK Beauty brushes. Look at how pretty this looks on the skin. You can see that luminosity in the foundation, but it also kind of has like that matte finish too. That's why I love it. I used 2 pumps on this side of my face, so I'm gonna have to go in with another 2 pumps for the other side. But do you just see how this seamlessly blends into the skin? It just melts. It's such a pretty foundation. I've been waiting months for us to get this in the States, and we finally got it. Now, when I apply my foundation, I try, keyword, try my hardest to avoid going directly on my under eyes, just because I want to leave it as bare as I can for my concealer application. But sometimes I get carried away and I go crazy and paint my face. Next up is contours. Now, I was not really a contour girly before I tried these from Rare Beauty. These are so good. They're good. I honestly cannot say that enough. They're great for beginners. If you're a beginner and you want to get into liquid contours or just contouring in general, I would try these from Rare Beauty. Now, I use 2 shades, and for good reason. This shade I like to use strictly on my cheeks because I like that more sculpted, seamless kind of snatched look on the cheeks, but I don't want my forehead to be super snatched. So I would go in with this color, which is Tranquil, on the forehead. Now the first shade is Peaceful. This one is Tranquil, and I like to just use 2 dots up here. Another thing I really like about this formula is it's buildable. So you don't have to go super heavy when you first apply it. You can build up the formula. Now for blending this out, I like to use this brush from Fenty. This is the 145 brush. Love it because it has that angle and it just fits perfectly on my cheeks. And now when I blend out my contour, I like to blend upwards because I don't want to drag it down my face to make my face look and appear longer. So I'm just gonna focus on blending upwards, and I don't know if you can see, but it created like that shadow on the cheeks, which gives the illusion that you're like sculpted in a way. You just see how easily that blended and how subtle of a difference that contour made. That's why I really like this product. For the forehead, I just blend upwards as well. Definitely don't want to drag this down. And there goes those clips. I feel like these clips are doing more harm than helping me at this point. So I'm just gonna take that off. I'm not sure what part y'all just saw, but I just blended out my forehead and I ran out of space on my memory card. So hopefully you caught a little bit of the blend, but if not, just letting you know, I already blended it out. I am such a sucker for underpainting, and I feel like I wasn't really into underpainting before, but now I actually see what it does for my makeup, which is help with the longevity of it. So one of my favorite things I love to do is underpaint for blush. This blush shade from Huda has really skyrocketed my love for pink blush all over again, and now I can't put down a pink blush. This is the new blush filter in the shade Intense Guava. So pretty, and I like to do my cream and liquid blushes before I go in with my concealer, just because if I feel like I go overboard with my blush, the concealer will help to tone it down. And this looks like a lot. This doe foot is so tiny. It's not my favorite, but I love this blush formula. It's so pretty. For my cream blushes, I've been loving this brush right here from BK Beauty. This one is the 112 brush, and I like it because it's smaller, so I can be a lot more precise with my blush application. And I like to keep my blush higher up on the cheeks, and I kind of like to wrap it around by my eyebrows a little bit and under the eyes. I try my hardest not to take my blush too low, but like I said, if I do, that is where the concealer is going to come in and save the day. But do y'all see this beautiful blush shade? Do you see why I can't put down a pink blush? I brought this blush with me out of town, and this was the only liquid blush that I brought, and I didn't even miss the other blushes in my collection because this just gave me everything that I needed. And I like it because it has like that glow to it, but it also has pigment. I think out of the entire line, this one's my favorite from Huda. This concealer, oh my gosh, y'all, it is so good. This one from Made by Mitchell. This is the Brighten Concealer. I have mine in the shade MBR4. Mitchell did his big one with this, and I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about this concealer because I tried his bulk concealer and that one was not my favorite, but this one, oh, this one is literally perfect. Absolutely perfect. So these are the placements I like to place my concealer. While my concealer is kind of drying down a little bit, I like to do a little nose contour. And for nose contour, my Made by Mitchell curve case, the best. And y'all, I've said this before, and And I'll say it again, I am so happy that Made by Mitchell is getting the love they deserve, but I also love that they're more accessible for us in the US, because before we could only get his products on Beauty Bay, but now we can get them more easily in the US, and a lot more people are discovering just how good his products are. I love me some Made by Mitchell, and if there's one thing that you have to try from the brand, it's the curve case, okay? I've said this before, say it again, the curve case. And as you can see, mine is very well loved and used. Now for contour, I like to use this shade right here, Shade and Laid. I like to use this brush right here from Patrick Ta. This is his nose contour brush. And y'all, honestly, if it wasn't for this brush from Patrick Ta, I don't think I would have gotten as good with my nose contour. e.l.f. has a nose contour brush too. I lost mine. I have no idea where mine is, but I know this one is very pricey, but look at the one from e.l.f. So basically, I'm just honestly following the bridge of my nose and like the socket under my eyebrow bone, and I kind of just will fade it in, you'll see in a second. And I just feel like this brush just makes it so easy because you have that other angled side, and then you also have the fluffy side to kind of feather it and blend it into the skin. It just honestly makes nose contouring so much easier. This is the next step in my everyday makeup routine, a setting spray, specifically the all-nighter setting spray while my concealer is still drying. I want to rehydrate it with a product that's going to help my makeup to last longer. So this is the product of choice. Where is my concealer brush? Because y'all, I use so many different concealer brushes, but the one that I'm always looking for is this one right here from Hourglass. Love this brush. I think this is probably like one of my most expensive brushes that I purchased, but it's so worth the money. It really is. And I usually don't spend a lot of money on brushes, but if it works and it does what it needs to do, yeah, this is one of them. Do you see how that concealer? Callie's going off in there. I don't know what. Somebody must be at the door delivering a package because Callie is not having it. She's not. This concealer brush just blends everything perfectly. And I like to just take it on my lids as well, and then under the eye. And I love using a concealer brush because I feel like it gives you more coverage. You know, I used to love using a sponge, but I just love how a concealer brush just gives me that intense coverage that I want, you know? Then what I like to do is go back into that same blush brush and just kind of help to blend the concealer with the blush seamlessly. I love this blush. Now it's time for powder. This is one of my favorite setting powders. This one right here is from Lunar Beauty. This is the Universal Setting Powder in Translucent Medium. This is great for oil control, but also it does an amazing job at blurring the skin. And we need a setting powder that's gonna blur the skin because I gotta get rid of any texture that I have. My favorite powder puff has been this one from Rare Beauty. It's so good, and I love that it's like a triangle because you literally can turn it on whatever side you need. If these two sides are dirty, you can just turn it like this and use this point that's not dirty. It's great. Like, oh, I love it. I think if you get her powder puffs, it comes with a pack of 2. That is very rare, okay? Oh, wow, no pun intended. That is really rare though. It really is. So before I set, I just want to make sure I'm not creasing or anything. I'm going to tap out these creases and go in with my powder puff lightly, and it just is perfect. Y'all gonna see just how blurring this powder is. Listen, for my everyday makeup routine, the products that I'm using are products that if I was to lose my makeup collection, these would be the products I would purchase first, you know? These are products that truly work for me. And I'm gonna also set my eyelid as well. I have oily eyelids and I did go on with concealer on them, so I definitely want to make sure we're not creasing there. I'm going back to that Huda Beauty blush again because you can still kind of see like that glow peeking through. So now we're going into powder products. So this is basically where that underpainting comes in. Your makeup is gonna last so much longer if you go in with cream products and then powder products to set. So I'm set. I didn't really go over my blush, and I really tried to keep the perimeter not set because I'm gonna use powder products to set everything. This is my baby, okay? This is my most used bronzer in my collection. I love this bronzer, truly love it. Do you see this pan? Okay, that says a lot, all right? This is from Make Beauty. This is the Skin Mimetic Bronzer in the shade Stellar. 9 times out of 10, when you see my makeup done, this is the powder bronzer I went in with, okay? 9 times out of 10. Y'all are gonna see that when it comes to my powder products, I love me an angled brush. An angled brush hates to see me coming, okay? So this one is one of my favorites for my powder bronzer. This one's from P. Louise. This is the F66 brush. I just love an angled brush. I just feel like they are so much more seamless. You have like that rounded, almost flat edge, but you also have like, you have a lot of bristles to where it's fluffy enough to where it helps to really blend out the product. And when it comes to my bronzer, I don't swipe, I tap it in. That's just something I've always done. But I just found that it just blends so much easier when I tap in my bronzer. I do. I don't know why. It's just something that I always did, was tap in my bronzer. I like to take the same Patrick Ta nose contour brush on the fluffy side and then just lightly go over that nose contour just to kind of re-intensify it a little bit. Next up is powder blushes, and y'all know I love me a powder blush. I say it all the time. Y'all probably sick of hearing me talk about, but truly blush is my favorite part in my makeup routine. It really, really is. And I found that one of my most used powder blushes is the newly reformulated NARS talc-free blushes. Specifically in these two shades, Teased and Dominant. And the reason why I like both of these is I stay doing a ombre blush kind of moment. These are what the two colors look like. I like to take Teased further back on the cheeks and then Dominant on the apples just to give like that gradient with the blush. I need to find a better way to organize my brushes because I feel like I'm always looking for a specific brush and it's in my face. This needs to be a lesson for me when I'm done filming. I need to figure out a better way to organize my brushes because it took me forever just to find this brush right here. This one is also from P. Louise. This is the F65 brush. Love this brush for blushes. Love it. This is Teased, so we're gonna go in with Teased first. And I like to take Teased further back on the cheeks. And I just like to tap it in. I also love that these blushes from NARS are so buildable. But like I said, I like to keep this one further back on the cheeks. So pretty. Oh, I love these blushes from NARS. I really, really do. Going in with Dominant, which is the lighter pink. And this one, I'm just blending it in on the cheeks. Now this, I don't mind kind of swiping a little bit because I kind of want it to be more diffused. But I'm kind of doing both. I'm like tapping and swiping at the same time. But I just love how it looks on the cheeks. It just looks so pretty. A lot of blush, but there's a method to my madness. This from Natasha Denona, the powder foundation. Chef's kiss. Not enough people talk about this for me. Not enough people, and I just don't understand. It is so smooth and so beautiful. Now, I like to take my powder foundation under my eyes very lightly. I like to use it to help diffuse the blush and blend it into the skin more. And I just feel like it helps to just seamlessly get that gradient as well as smooth the under eyes. I just like what it does to my blush. It just really helps to make the blush seamlessly melt into the skin. For my everyday makeup routine, there's really not a lot that I do with my eyes. This is literally what I put on my lids. I like to take the Make Beauty bronzer in the crease and then I kind of just wrap it into the nose contour just for that nice seamless blend here. Depending on my mood, I don't want my eyes to be super warm. And a lot of times when I do just go in with my bronzer, that happens. It looks a lot warmer than what I want. So that is when I pull out my handy. When I say handy, I mean it. Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. I love this palette. You can already see like the dent that I've made with this bottom row. I use this bottom row more than I feel like I should. I'm definitely getting my money's worth with this palette, but I like to take this brown right here. I like to take that and just put that in my crease as well. I like to put that in the crease, but mainly in the outer corner crease here. Just for a little tiny bit of dimension and just kind of feather it into my blush a little bit just so the blend is a lot more seamless. I also feel like this just helps to tone down that warmth in the eye look, so it's not super warm. And I like to take an angled brush. It can be literally any angled brush. This is from the Sigma X Shayla collection. This is the EO9 brush, but I like to go into this black. I don't know, for some reason I feel like going in with a shadow wing is just a lot more, it's just a lot better for me. I feel like going in with a liquid is just a little bit too harsh for what I'm trying to do for my everyday makeup routine. So I found that a shadow black is just so much better. And then I can go as smoky or blend it out as I want to. I think we're pretty even. For my waterline, I like to go in with a black liner. This one in particular is my favorite. This is the 24/7 eyeliner pencil in Perversion. I love a black waterline. It's just something that I will always do. Something y'all are probably going to be really surprised by is the hold that these have on me. I got the hang of these. These have truly come in handy for me. This is the volume style specifically that I love. I like to use 114 and 212. I'll use more if I'm doing like a full lash, but I am a sucker for a half lash. I just find that using 3 of these is perfect for me. They go under the lash line and they're really quick, really easy. You can do these in your car if you want to. I did these one day on set. I did an eye look and I was like, wait a second. This look will be even better with some lashes. The only thing with these is I think they're a one-time use. You could find a way to use them by like adding glue to them, but they kind of are just a one-time use situation. So perfect for an easy everyday makeup look. Then on the other lashes, I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of mascara. Just a little bit to kind of help. Just a tiny bit in the front part. And this is my Benefit Bad Girl Bang Mascara. One of my favorites. It is not a Tatianna Anissa makeup look if I did not make a mess with my mascara on my lower lashes. I always do that and then I have to wait until it dries to use a Q-tip to clean it up. Now that I have all my powders done, I love to go in with my MAC Fix Plus, but since I went in with mascara, I need to let the mascara dry before I go in with this. So we're gonna do the lips and then we'll get to that. I'm about to share with y'all my favorite nude lip combo. Y'all gonna thank me later. So for lip liner, love going in with the long wearing lip liner, and this is one of my favorites. It's a newer release, but I've been using it literally every single day. It's from Juvia's Place, and this is their long wear lip liner in the shade Cola. When I tell y'all this lip liner is very long lasting, not kidding. Once this sets, it sets. This is the star of the show. This is from Patrick Todd. This is his lip cream in the shade She's Independent. So pretty. Oh my gosh. Like, it looks intense, but truly trust the process, because we're gonna go back into the lip liner. This combo eats every time, and y'all know I am not a matte lip girly, so y'all know I have to put a gloss on top. Usually it's a clear gloss I'm going in with, but ever since these Fenty shimmer gloss sticks have come out, this is all I've been using. So I'm gonna actually take Fenty Glow, which is my favorite out of the release, and I'm gonna tap it all on my lips. I love this lip combo. It's one of my favorites. Like I said, I like to go in with this before I do mascara, but it's okay. We're gonna do it now. And then this spray from Fenty, my favorite setting spray. It is so good and it really does work. I know that some people feel like setting spray is a gimmick, but this one works. That Fenty setting spray has like a natural skin finish. It kind of makes your makeup look lived in, which I really like. Finishing touch is highlighter. This is from House Labs in the shade Golden Pirate. No one can ever take my nose highlight away from me, and this is literally the only place that I use highlighter. Sometimes, depending on my mood, I'll put it on the cheeks, but really, I just keep it on the nose because I just love a good nose highlight. I really do, and this one's one of my favorites. And there we have it. The everyday makeup look. This was very fun to film. I love these products so much, and this is my everyday makeup routine. This is the makeup look that I do. These are the products that I use. I really hope you all enjoyed today's video. I know it was really long, but I truly thank you for sitting through it with me. because I know it's probably a lot to sit through and hear me talk, but I really thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like I said, I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.